Hey Protons, positively charged beings. This is your life coach Kimi Lou, and tonight I want to show you my little notebook of notes on our IG lives. So I write my notes here. Um, uh, and tonight, I feel like I need to write down stuff here because our guest, Renalyn, will be talking about 5 ways to let joy flow into our lives. So, who here wants joy in their lives? Please say me if you want joy in your life. And while you are answering, I shall invite our special guest for tonight, Renalyn Tan Castillejos. She is tidying coach, and she now specializes also in workspace tidying. Hello, good.
Hello, hi Kimi.
Oh
Hi everybody.
gosh, long time no see.
I know. Welcome back.
Welcome back to you. I know you just came from a trip, and me too pala.
I,
Same.
I know there's so much joy in your face.
Correct.
Kita-kita.
Yes, fresh na fresh. Tulog na tulog the whole day.
You
Ikaw,
deserve it.
ikaw, di ba meron din may pa-jet lag yung pa-Europe?
Oo, may pa-jet lag na isang linggo.
Grabe. Buti isa.
But thankfully, tapos na siya, I
Oh, good,
think.
good, good. Kasi sa akin, ako, 1 month yan.
1 month?
Oo.
Paano natin i-let joy flow kung 1 month tayong jet
Oo.
lag, Kimi?
Ayan. Hello, si Isa is watching.
Hi,
Meet obsession.
Isa!
Oh,
Naku,
parang,
Isa, let's let joy flow, di ba? Hi, Isa and Kimi.
ayan, ang daming ang daming subscribers. Say hello to
Ayuna!
them.
Hello, everybody! Thank you for joining us. I think joy is really an interesting topic, di ba, Kimi?
Like it kasi ang daming nag-click kaagad. Yung siguro nakita nila na joy, ay, type ko yan. So, nandito sila ngayon. Ay, favorite.
Na-starstruck naman ako kay Isa.
Kinikilig. Favorite daw, oh.
Hello to
Okay.
Isa of Meat Obsessions.
Yes.
Super inspiring yan si Isa. Thank you for all that you teach and share with me.
Correct. Yan din ang ultimate, neat freak talaga. Neat obsessed. Oh, 'di ba? Para everybody in their homes can also allow and let joy flow into their homes.
Yes, 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 and
Yes.
yes to that. So I think the world really needs joy in whatever form and shape right now. Di ba, Kimi? Ay!
Oh,
Meron kang
meron
joyful friend
Oo.
nakatabi.
Oh, this is Nina, and she brings joy into our home.
I'm sure nafe-feel ko yung energy
Oo.
ng iyong joyful friend.
Correct. I have a question before we start for you.
Okay.
For today, kasi I always ask about gratitude.
Mhm.
Siguro for you, let's personalize it. What was joyful in your life today? 3 things that made you have joy or experience joy today. And everybody else, if you're watching, please type it down as well. What gave you joy today? 3 things, specific.
First thing was our very recent family vacation. We spent 3.5 weeks. Thanks to my parents, we were in Switzerland, France, and Italy. And I guess more than the places, Kimi, it was really the company of my family. Yung walang trabaho, walang break. We were really just talking. We were enjoying each other. And I appreciate those bonding moments that I always tell my family na once in a lifetime experience siya. Syempre, when we're every time you get older each year, it's a different experience. So it's really a blessing. That's the first one. Second is being alive and healthy. Lalo na ngayon, we're in a very unpredictable weather. And so, alam ko maraming may sakit. I hope all of you who are watching are feeling okay.
Yeah.
And it's really very important to take care of our health. So I'm very grateful that I'm healthy and I'm happy. And last but not the least, I'm very grateful for you, Kimi, because we've known each other for a few years now. I got to know you first really as my life coach, and ikaw yung masasabi kong you really let people's joy flow. And that's why you're able to create these ripple effects, these sacred spaces for so many people. So maraming salamat, Kimi.
Gosh, meron pa. Hindi ko naman alam, merong biglang tribute. Tribute. Grabe. Oo,
From the heart yan, from the heart.
okay. Ganun na. Well, I'm also so grateful. And Renalyn sparks joy in my life because of her energy, your positivity, your affirmation, and of course, your constant, consistent, confident yeses with the sacred space, sacred ripple effect, even quantum leap, and all of the other workshops that you say yes to. And I always say this, you didn't say yes to me. Whenever you say yes, that's for you. So I'm glad that you say
Amen.
to you all the time. So thank you so much, Ren. May paganyan. So if you guys are more curious, Miko said hello.
Hi,
Tsaka
Miko!
ano, I love these two daw. Oh, 'di ba? Love tayo. Thank you so much guys for your love. So, now Renalyn, tell us what you do first before we get into the 5 ways to let joy flow into our life.
Thank you for that question, Kimi. So my name is Ren. To all of you who don't know me yet, I am a tidying coach. Specifically, I'm a certified KonMari consultant. So I use the Marie Kondo way of tidying up. And when it comes to your spaces, we always ask the question, what sparks joy for you? And aside from that, my passion these days is really to not just see joy in the spaces that you have, maybe at home or at work, but more importantly, trying to figure out how do you let that joy that you've created flow into your life. Kasi syempre hindi naman may iwan lang yan sa mga spaces or sa kwarto mo or sa living room. You want to be able to create that internal joy that's very consistent and constant and share it also with others. And so that's what I do. I started World of Eurokobi, which means World of Joy. And I do hope that all of the people who are listening and who will be listening here will be able to be touched by the joy that I have, and more importantly, by the joy that you all have. Kasi naniniwala ko, Kimi, every person has a unique joy
Correct.
that the world needs. Diba? Imagine mo yung mga little sparks of joy from
Correct.
each of the billions of people in the world. Tapos, parang lalo magiging light yung mundo. Lalo magiging mas
We
masaya.
literally, like when we find that joy within ourselves or we allow that to come out, then our spark, each of our sparks, I really picture it this way. Like yung kunyari yung earth, nasa earth tayo,
Mhm.
diba? Parang whenever they find that spark in them, parang literally nag-glitter yung buong world. Parang
Yes.
right now, yung itsura ko right now, sparkling. Nakikita
I
mo ba?
know. Ikaw ay isang living,
Left
sparkling proof
heart.
of life.
Yan, yan. Ganyan. So, can you imagine kung lahat tayo, diba? Ganyan. So, I love your mission. I'm all for it. I subscribe to it.
Thank you.
Let everybody, invite everybody to follow you and to subscribe to maybe your newsletter or to your workshops and all that. Now na and later on again. So, go ahead. Where can they find
You
you
can
for now?
follow me on Instagram. Ito, nagpo-follow na kayo, or you've just got to know me from Kimi. Please like and subscribe. Wala pa akong
Yeah.
YouTube channel. Please follow at World of Yorokobi. That's World of Yorokobi. It's the Japanese word for joy. And I really, really hope that I get to meet all of you one day in person so that I can feel your joy and you can feel mine as well.
Correct.
Di ba? May ganon.
Love that. Um, what should I ask you now? Okay, I think we're ready. Are you ready to share with us how we can let joy flow into our lives?
Ready na. So, para madali nilang matandaan, Kimi, simple lang. They have to remember smile. Ayan, smile.
Ay,
But
wow.
before I talk about smile, I just want to say hello to all of the people who are joining us. And I just want you to type what gives you joy. para naman we have an idea, di ba? To everyone who's here, please type in the comment section, what gives you joy?
Okay.
Ayan.
I
It
wanna
can be as simple as chocolate. Sa akin, Kimi, chocolate.
Anong klase? Ano, milk chocolate?
Milk, chocolate. I'm sorry, hindi ako healthy na dark. Milk chocolate.
Marami ka ng nakain ba niyan sa trip mo?
Marami na kain. Masarap yung ovo maltin sa Switzerland.
Kuya,
Ganyan. Ibang klase.
sarap nun, Ovaltine. Ayan, children, my nieces.
Oh, thank you, Win01. Children. Hi, Lizelle. Time with family. I agree. Time with family. Asmile. Hello, Miko. Yona, hearing SAS laughing. Ay, gusto ko rin marinig yan.
Oo, si Sid.
Nephew pala. Ayan. I love reading all of these people, all of these things that give you joy. So, I guess mag-start na tayo, Kimi.
Sige.
5 ways to let joy flow in your life. I think what's important for me to highlight now is when we talk about joy, it's not just one feeling. It's not just one event. The reason why I want you to think of the illustration of flowing is so that you can also remember that joy flows into our lives, in and out, but it doesn't stop. Kumbaga, when you feel joy right now, and siguro if you flow lang siya just like the water, it's different stages, it's different amounts, but it is joy that's real. So the first one, oh hi Elise, Elise pala yun. Hi Coach Elise, my good friend, my buddy. And so the first one for smile is letter S. That S stands for surrender. Why is it important for us to surrender? I want all of us to remember that it's important for us to trust that all is well, whatever is happening. Ako kasi, Kimi, I'm a control freak. Kumbaga, pagka hindi nag-go according to plan, yan, matataranta na ako. Sino dito likes to control things? Or sino dito perfectionist? Hi, Nina. Sino perfectionist? Raise your hands. So, that's one of the things that I've learned to improve on. Because before, I always want, kasi organizer nga ako, di ba? I always want everything to be on schedule. But I realized that sometimes life doesn't go according to your schedule. And that doesn't mean na malulungkot ka na. That doesn't mean na magagalit ka na. When you surrender to what life has to offer for you, it becomes a learning experience. It becomes a humbling experience. So, one example siguro, Kimi, was when I was starting in my KonMari work. So, when I was starting in my KonMari work, there were some clients that I had na parang gusto nila matapos na sila in 5 days. So, syempre ako, gusto ko matapos ko in 5 days. But, when I share with them na, alam nyo, it's really not about the space. It's more about the experiences, the lessons, ganyan. And so, hearing me tell them that also made me realize that when I talk about going with the flow, it's not just other people. It's not just my clients na kailangan mag-go with the flow. It's also me being able to appreciate people's right timing. Kumbaga. And so, even if, for example, we took a longer time in terms of tidying, but I saw the real transformations, surrendering to trusting the people, surrendering to the timeline of the people I work with, really gave me joy. And para dito sa mga people who like to control things, sometimes you just have to be kinder to yourself. Sometimes you just have to be you just have to remember that there's always the right place and the right time with the right people. Yan ang sinasabi ng aking life coach all the time. Yeah. Kimi, pag sinasabi mo yon, I always want to remind you na you really are changing so many lives. Kasi those 3 phrases, I think, has given me so much acceptance and so much humility sa mga bagay na hindi ko ma-change. So, thank you for that.
Meron akong follow-up question with surrender. And yung sinasabi mo na people are medyo controlling. What about, meron bang tao din na hindi controlling? Like, okay, whatever, bahala na? May mga ganyan ba?
Meron din naman. But I guess there's always value in preparation. But if sometimes you're more concerned with getting the perfect outcome that you thought in your mind, sometimes what can happen is you lose the joy of the experience. Alam mo yun? For example, like I remember when I was working before in an NGO, we would prepare for international conferences. And syempre, kapag ganun ka detalye, you have to make sure everything works to the letter, everything is followed by the minute. But sometimes the diplomats change their minds, or sometimes there's a surprise that happens, and it happens for the better. Or, kumbaga, kung talagang surprise naman siya, then you ask yourself, how will I be a better staff with this kind of change? How will I be a better program manager by handling this change? So, I would always recommend that it's always good to come with preparations. And
Yeah.
kapag dun sa mga tao na ayaw masyadong scheduled or structured, then you still enjoy
Mm-mm.
the outcome as it happens. There's always joy there.
Okay, I love that. Sige, wala lang. I'm curious. I'm not sure kasi if I'm controlling or if I'm also bahala na. I think it depends on the situation.
I
Yeah.
think, Kimmy, with you, I've learned so much preparation work. So, what I appreciate from you is you really prepare.
Mm.
But to those of you who haven't attended any Kimmy's events, mag-attend kayo kasi makikita niyo yung magic ni Kimmy.
Oh.
Yung if something is not going according to plan,
Mm.
I think Kimmy has this way of flowing with with the event without losing her calm and cool. And I guess that comes from a very good internal condition, which is why, thank you for reminding me that it's very important that your internal condition is A-okay. Ano ibig sabihin ng internal
Oo, ano
condition?
yun? Ano yun?
That when it comes to your feelings, your emotions, that no one sees, okay ka.
Mm.
That you don't doubt yourself, that you trust yourself, and that you
Mm.
know that you deserve to be happy. Ganyan.
Ayan. May ganyan na. Thank you so much for observing that, Ren. And I hope you like the experience of, ay, hindi nakaplano, pero parang mas maganda tong way na to. So, yun yung gagawin natin.
Kaya
Diba?
part ako ng Yes Club mo, di ba?
Correct. Later on, we'll also invite them to the August 26 event. Diba?
Yes.
To surrender. So, hindi lang pala sa gamit. Di ba usually, ang iniisip nila, ay, tidying, coach, baka kailangan, we're gonna need to let go of our stuff. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Pala, there are different ways to surrender. Like,
Yes. We
emotionally.
can surrender to maybe a time frame, a
Oh,
timeline, an item. Sometimes we surrender to a relationship na hindi natin naiintindihan, but we just surrender that we've done everything we could and we are coming from a good place. Pero
mm,
siguro hanggang dun na lang yung relationship, those different things.
may ganyan. Relationship. Tidying your relationships. Oh, pwede yon.
Tidying your relationships is an amazing topic, Kimi.
Yan. Lalo na yung mga medyo nag-iisip-isip. Like, deserve ko ba tong tao na to? Or kailangan ko na ba i-surrender kay Lord?
Huwag naman kay Lord. Surrender mo na sa
Bahala
nanay
ka na
niya.
Lord sa kanya. Ganon. Okay, so
Yes, so
thank you
that's
for...
S, surrender.
So, we're talking about the 5 ways to let joy flow into our lives. That's 5 ways. So, our first one would be S. And we're completing the word smile para matandaan ng bonggang-bongga. So, the
Yes.
first S is surrender. What about M? Curious ako, ano yung M?
M is move. So I want you to move constantly. When I talk about moving, it's also something to remind you to get out of your comfort zone. Alam mo, lalo na ngayon, di ba? Medyo the weather is very cool. Ang sarap nasa bahay lang. Ang sarap
Oh,
nakahilata lang. But there's always something that happens to our bodies when we move. When we exercise, dito kulang ako dito, Kimi. But when we walk, when we
right.
go outside, when we move, maybe even when we travel, we
Yes.
experience the world in a different way. And
Mm,
ako, as an introvert, na hindi daw halata, sabi ng mga friends ko, it's very hard for me sometimes to go out of the house to socialize. But I do that because I understand that whenever I move, whenever I get out of my comfort zone, I get to experience myself in a different way. And so, to those of you who are watching right now, maybe some of you are introverts, you ask yourself, if there were moments when you decided to just stay at home or meet with a friend in person, if you stayed at home, you would still be comfortable, but maybe you're missing out on the joy of laughing with your friend, of having coffee with your friend. Those
Mm-mm.
different simple choices, I think, when you think about it, will allow joy to flow into your lives. Lagi yan nangyayari sa akin, Kimi. Yung minsan, kunyari may reunion kami or
Oh,
may kita-kits sa high
ah,
school friends.
correct.
Sabihin ko, ah, may traffic ganyan, or dito
Oo.
na nga lang ako sa bahay. But, when I get out of my comfort zone, when I move, ibang klase yung bonding, ibang klase yung tawa and your
Mm-mm.
relationships that gets to be experienced. And so, moving is something that can let joy flow into your life.
Nice. So literally like moving, pwedeng exercise, pwedeng going out. So
Yes.
in and outside of your home. Ganyan.
Just move out of your comfort zone. So
Move
it's anything that sometimes resisting you
out.
is an important element in your life or an important value in your life.
Yes.
Hi, Bots Dodge.
Hello. Yes, and you know what? I'm gonna share something about resisting. There's this book that I really love. It's called Resisting Happiness. So whenever
Wait, I
you
need to read that.
whenever daw you say no to something, di ba yung parang lalabas ka na, kita-kits with friends, and sabi yung, ay, wag na lang. You immediately stop the happiness or I guess the joy to come
Hmm.
into your life because you already said no immediately to it. But if you allowed yourself, you say yes to it, then parang there's more chances of you experiencing joy in your life. Ganyan.
Agree ako dyan.
Oo. So
Pero
yes.
hindi madali yung resistance challenge.
Oh,
It seems easier said than done, but I understand yung resistance. But when you get past that challenge, kumbaga parang sa hurdle sa Olympics, di ba? Iba yung feeling of
yeah.
triumph.
But now I understand why you're part of the Yes Club. Because you want to allow joy into your life, diba? So,
Salamat Kimi, at never kang napapagod akong invite.
never, never. Okay, forever and ever. So, thank you so much. So, smile, diba? First is surrender, M is move. What is I naman?
I is something that's, again, very, very personal to yourself, and it's internalizing. When you internalize, these are the moments that no one sees, but these are the most powerful ones. When you think of thoughts, I want you to think of happy thoughts. Di ko alam bakit, Kimi, pero bata pa lang ako, lagi akong, sabi ko, planner ako. I always
Oo.
think of the worst case scenarios. But I realized, as I'm doing this spark joy work, nakaka-torture yun sa sarili. And I started to slowly shift from thinking of the worst case scenarios to thinking of the best possible scenarios. This is not to say that you'll be unrealistic, you won't be prepared, but I want you to balance your thoughts with, first and foremost, having joyful thoughts because it affects the way we think, it affects the way we do things, and it also affects how we look. So internalize, and to help yourself, you can pray, you can meditate maybe at the beginning of each day or before you sleep. But it's always important to have a conversation with yourself. And
Yeah.
internalizing is such a powerful tool because this is just you and yourself. You're removing the external noise that's surrounding you. And this is what will allow you to let joy flow again into your life. Kumbaga, and also, pag nahihirapan ka na, parang malungkot ako ngayon, then internalize. Try to assess, ano ba iniisip ko ngayon? Maybe you're faced with a very big challenge. And kung iniisip mo is, hindi ko to magagawa, or ang hirap naman nito, then talagang mahirap mag-flow yung joy. But if you help yourself and you just try to shift and think, what are the better possibilities? Then makikita mo slowly, baka mapasmile ka pa nga, and you'll be able to think of different possibilities for yourself.
Yeah, I love this. Because parang you need to have the best relationship that you should have is with yourself. Kung hindi mo naintindihan yung sarili mo, mahirap na to let joy flow into our lives, right? But if you know yourself, yun nga, pag mag-internalize ka, teka lang, sad ako. But ano ba nangyari today? Bakit ako sad? Ito yung nangyari. So, ibahin natin. Ano ba yung
Yes.
ibigay sa atin ng joy today? So, it's easier. It becomes, I think ano ba yan? Yung parang recovery time will be faster.
Yes.
Because you get to internalize, you know yourself better, and you become your best version each time you do this. So I love this.
And
In
also,
terms,
Kimi, just to add, kasi di ba
yeah,
minsan, if you're not used to the process, if you're not used to talking to yourself in a joyful way, then minsan may challenge. You might find yourself into a deep hole, di ba? But what you do is you go and talk to people who are positive in your life. You just talk to them and ask them how they do things, what are joyful things they like. Parang kanina, di ba, I asked people, what gives you joy? And when I was reading the answers of our friends who are watching, sabi nila, my nephew, my family, kahit na hindi ako yung nagsulat, it still gives me a sense of joy. It gives me a positive feeling or energy just knowing that these are things that let people be happy. And so,
yeah,
pagkatapos mo kausapin yung friend mo or kamag-anak mo who's more positive than you, then go back and try to reflect. Try to talk to yourself again. I just want to highlight this because sometimes, if you don't know how to do it, you really need to get some help. You really need to get some positive people into your life so that it breaks that cycle.
correct. I love that. Um, uh, Parang di ba sinasabi nila, surround yourself with positive people, or parang there's a saying na you become the average of the 5 people that you're always with.
Ay,
Ren.
baka pwede na. Sino mga 5 people na kasama na ating mga
Oo.
viewers?
Oo. Yung parati mo na.
That's nice. That's nice to reflect about, diba? Sino
Oo.
nga ba yung 5 people na lagi yung kasama? And then try to assess. Sulat nyo. Ayan, may notebook kayo. Ako may notebook ako dito. Sino yung 5 people na yon? And siguro lagyan nyo ng smiley face sa tabi. Do they make you smile more or do they
Oo.
make you frown more? And when you find out those answers, sipin nyo, sino ba dyan talaga yung very priority ninyo
Mm-mm.
sa buhay nyo? Yung
Mm-mm.
mga naka-smile, okay yan, no problem. Pero yung mga pangalan na may drawing kayo na papalungkot kayo, sipin nyo, is it really a priority for you to spend time with them? If yes, then maybe you have to talk to them. Maybe you have to share with them na, oh, you know what, may problem ba tayo? Ganyan. Pwede
Oo.
ba natin siya maayos? Kung talagang ginawa mo ng lahat, kinausap mo na sila, and they're still giving you negative vibes, negative feedback, then maybe you want to protect yourself as well. Because it's going to be hard to let joy flow if you're surrounded by negative people. Di
Mm-hmm.
ba?
Yeah. Okay, so I just also wanna remind our friends tonight who are watching and watching on a replay, like if you guys have any questions or if you have any comments, suggestions, if you agree, don't agree, they're all welcome. Just put them on the comment section. We would love for this to be like a conversation on letting joy flow into our lives. So far
Hello,
we have
Seth.
tips already from our coach, tidying coach, Renalyn. So, smile. S is for surrender. M is for move or moving. And I is for internalizing. So, we're down to our last two, L and
Bilis
E.
naman, Kimi.
Oo nga. Pero for now, yun nga, kung meron silang patanong or what, tanong na sila kasi, minsan lang to.
Yeah,
Ganyan.
siguro,
Oo.
to those who are here, I'd like to ask you, just answer yes or no in that comment section.
Mm-mm.
Is there someone that you're always with who doesn't give you so much joy? You don't need to put the names, but I just want to get a sense. Do you spend some time with people who don't give you so much joy? Yes or no?
Baka biglang itag nila, malagot na tayo. Yes or no?
Meron ba? Yes or no?
Can you please
Ayan,
repeat
nag-iisip
the
pa sila.
question?
Ano yon, Kimi?
Please repeat the question.
Okay, the question is, are there people in your life that you spend some time with who don't bring you joy? Are there people in your life that you spend some time with who don't bring you joy? Ayan. Yes ka agad daw.
Sino naman si MGAGUI?
Ay, oo nga. What's your name?
Oo.
MGAGUI. Nice to meet you. Or baka naman kilala ka namin. Hindi lang namin alam ang iyong real name. And
Oh.
so, the reason why I asked is, to those of you who are just tuning in, if you know that sometimes you surround yourself with people who don't give you so much joy, I want you to be honest and evaluate whether it's really a priority for you to spend physical time with them, or maybe you can just limit the time by maybe just emailing them, messaging with them, because it's very, very important for you to it's very, very important for you to protect your energy. Hi, Cookie! Ayan, naku, si Cookie, my very good friend. Mga coaches yan.
Oo. Huwag mo nang, huwag mo nang pansinin yung person na yan. Joke.
Ayun. Or, better yet, baka naman pwede mo siyang ma-inspire or ma-influence or ma-infect ng inyong joy. O, diba?
Correct.
Gawin natin positive ang infectious joy.
Gusto ko yon. Ayan, check, sabi niya ni Cookie.
Check.
Very good. Thank you naman, Cookie, for being here. Please, send this, this live session to your friends right now if you feel like this topic is giving you some insight or some lessons or realizations so that other people can also have the same.
Hi,
So,
Alexandra. Hi, Tess. Ayan, dami nating friends.
yes. Okay, so Ren, I think we're ready for L.
Okay, L is very simple. It's the four-letter word that I love so much. It's love, actually. When you want to let joy flow into your life, love is vital. Okay? When we're talking about love, this is not just romantic love. This is love where you're able to share it with others. Siyempre, nagsisimula yan sa love for yourself. But this love for yourself shouldn't just stay in you. The more you're able to share it, the more you're able to care for other people, the more you will feel that grabe, when joy flows, when love flows, namamagnify talaga siya. And this one I'd really like to share in terms of for example, love for my husband and my husband's love for me. When you experience that kind of love becomes not just an emotional thing, but it becomes your guide in how you develop your priorities, in how you figure out how do you want to live your life with purpose. Kasi pagdating sa love, dyan hindi nga mo masukat kung nasan yung ending, di ba? But love is really an experience, an emotion that you deserve to feel and to share. Kaya ito yung pinaka-importante, letting joy flow. And like I said, it's meant to be shared, it's meant to be felt by others and by you as well.
Oo. So, love, love, love. Ika nga. Ni Tita Chrissy. So,
Sabi niya yun.
oo. Parang, I guess, it's, love is a value. Love, di ba sinasabi nila, is not just a noun or a word, it's a verb. So,
Interesting, Kimi. I remember when I was trying to recall when was the first time I learned about love. I think sa slum book pa nga yun eh. Sinong mga bata tayo? Alam mo ba yung slum book, yung autograph book? Di ba bibigay sa'yo ng classmate mo nung high school, susulat ka doon, tapos may isang tanong doon, define love. Tapos I would remember mga sagot doon, love is blind, love is a four-letter word. So, when I was younger, parang feeling ko love was really more of an emotional peg, of a romantic peg, parang ganon. Kasi it was always pertaining to someone else or maybe a future partner. But then, as I was growing up, and as I worked, ay sabi ni Elise, define love. As I was experiencing love in the way that I felt it from my parents, I felt it from my friends, from my husband, from the people I work with, love is really such a complex emotion. But when you think about it, it's very simple. It really starts from a sincere desire to care for another person. It starts from a very pure heart. So, I do hope that to all of you watching, to all of you listening, that you get to experience that kind of love that makes you excited to wake up each day, that makes you excited to share, to love yourself. See, to me, that is the highest form of joy that can flow into your life. Again, this is not just romantic love. This is love for yourself. This is
Yes.
love for the people around you, love for your
For
career, love for your
that,
vocation. Lahat, di ba?
yeah.
And so, to those of you who are watching, how do you experience love? Maybe you can type in the comment
Ang
section, di ba?
Diba, I think it's sometimes it sounds cheesy. Yeah. So everybody while typing, I'll just we'll talk a little bit about it. Like it sounds cheesy, na it all starts from love. I always read this in the books, but I
Mhm.
really believe in it, and I love that you placed this here because truly, when you love, you really experience joy. I guess if
Yes.
I would define love and in this time and space, in this hour, within this hour, I would say love is experiencing the joy in my heart, the joy from other people. For me, it's an experience and an expression as
Ang
well.
ganda.
Oo. Ay, ganyan. Yun lang. Hi.
Di ba kasi minsan naman talaga, Kimi, love makes
Mm,
you smile, love makes you laugh, love can make you
love.
cry. But after, kahit na ugly cry yung nangyari sa'yo, pag galing siya sa pure love, magaan siya after, di
Oo.
ba? Parang it makes you grow as a person, it makes you a better person, so to speak.
Oo. 'Di ba may quote yan, it's better to have love than not have loved at all.
Naku, parang nag-flow talaga ang joy into your life,
Yeah.
Kimi.
May pa-love. Ayan, so surrender, move, internalize, and love. Smil pa lang tayo, smil.
Smil.
Yung E, last na yung E para meron na tayong smile.
Oo nga. And
What's,
to complete the word, E
oo,
stands for experiment. When we want to experience joy into our lives, it's important for us to try out new things, to experiment on new experiences, new memories. And so dito, if you want to try something new every month, or kung masyadong mabilis yung every month, every quarter, maybe you go somewhere new, you try a new hobby, or you meet up with friends. Alam mo, Kimi, I think yung challenge for me these days is sa sobrang dami kong friends, for example, na hindi nakikita, I always aspire to, when sometimes I say, oh, I miss you. But missing you these days is not enough for you to experience the joy of your friends. Sometimes now that we're able to meet each other, iba yung magkikita kayo, magkakape kayo, you'll be able to really get to interact and experience one another. So, isa nga yun sa mga sa mga checklist ko this year to see more of the people I really care about. Kasi kung the last few years that we were just really at home, madali mong isipin na, oh, no one's going out. But now, life is really short. We've learned that. And experimenting with new things, with new dates perhaps, or new memories, it's a great thing to look forward to.
correct. I love that. Experimenting. Because when you, at saka feeling ko pag experiment, there's also no frustration on the outcome.
Yes.
Kaya nga experiment, di ba? Yung parang, just going back to surrender, right? Yung parang, if you experiment, okay, kung ano man yung kalabasan nito. Tapos, haluan mo ng love for the experimentation. Tapos, ma-internalize ka a little. Tapos,
Yes.
yung experiment itself is movement. So, buong buo pala tong smile na to.
Kaya, di ba, I'm always smiling, Kim.
Correct. I love it. So,
And
smile.
I want to share.
Mm,
Itong smile na to, hindi ko naman siya na-discover because I was always a happy person. I guess I discovered it because I always went through so many different experiences. It was really flowing in my life. Minsan may joy, minsan parang nawawala, minsan parang swimming sa malalim. And so, I have this notebook. Wala lang siya sa akin ngayon. Pero ang nakasulat dun sa notebook, the reason why I bought it was, when it gets so dark at night, that's when you see the stars. And so that illustration, sometimes when it gets so dark in your experiences, in what you're going through, and you have nowhere else to go but to think or to try to get yourself out of that situation. Sabi nga, you get to see the stars. If you think right, if you live right, diba? You get to see hope, you get to see stars, you get to see joy. Ayan.
I
So, yun lang.
Thank you so much, Ren, for our insightful session for tonight. Um, uh, let's invite them first to August 26th. And then I wonder, and I'm curious if there's any way that they could probably work with you like one-on-one, or maybe if they have a team or like office or something, if they can, invite you to speak or give a workshop or anything. But first of all, August 26th, I want to invite everyone. And if you are Ren's friend, please, you can send her a message. You can send you the link to join our sacred open house, where you will actually meet several practitioners, several heart-centered leaders who really just want the best for everybody that they serve, in many different ways. So we have Renalyn as tidying coach. We also have our life doula. We have our life scriber, flow master, etc. So I hope that you get to meet all of them on August 26th. That is in person. Ano,
Yes.
experience siya. So I hope that everybody moves, surrenders to the thought na, okay, hindi ko alam yung sinasabi. I will go and move. Maybe you will internalize and say, kailangan pa ba? I'm sure Ren will suggest that you go and then fall in love with the entire process, and just make this like an experiment that you're going to, and see what comes out of it. So, surrender lang. Thanks.
Yes.
That's all.
To those of you who enjoyed or who learned something from this episode of talking about letting joy flow, think of it as a let joy flow day. Kumbaga, there's going to be different life coaches. There's going to be different experts there. I'll be there in charge of the spirit team. So I'll be with Nikki and Thea, and we'll just be sharing with you the different experiences that we've had, the different talents that's given to us, and in the hope that we'll be able to touch your lives so that you can also touch the lives of others. Because I feel that everything we do in this world, if we let it flow, it comes back to us as well, a thousandfold. And so hopefully, as someone who wants to make their life count in this world, sana 'di ba, we give out something positive
Correct.
into the world, 'di ba?
Yes. Thanks so much, Ren. What about working with you directly? Is that possible?
Yes, I hope that I get the chance to work with you. I'm a tidying coach. I help people tidy up your homes or your offices. If you want me to go to your home, or if you want me to help tidy up your offices, I also do corporate workshops for your colleagues, or maybe you want to have a program in your companies, how you can remove the internal clutter that's happening in the lives of your employees, in the lives of your colleagues. I'd be more than happy to share what I do. And also, to those of you who are not in Manila, or who's in Manila but just want to join a longer program, I have an upcoming Let Joy Flow in Your Love tidying workshop that's online.
Mhm.
And again, this is not just a workshop to help you tidy up your space, but this is you asking yourself, how do you want joy to continuously flow in your life? Yes, we will talk about how you can tidy your spaces, but more importantly, we'll also be sharing how you can make your life consistently joyful by incorporating the Spark Joy method as a life routine.
Right.
It's as a lifestyle.
Yeah.
So I hope
I-
that you can send me a message.
mm,
Just send me a DM on at World of Eurocobi, or if we're friends on Facebook, you can find me Renalyn Tan Castillos. I really, really hope that I get to work with each of you in one way or the other. Hello, Tam! Magandang
yeah.
gabi!
Ano yan? Program. Program.
Yes, it's a special program I've been working on. Because Kimi, I finished my master's. I took a step back in the tidying coaching one-on-one. So I just finished last July my master's in entrepreneurship, and now I'm back. I'm back with a vengeance to
Yeah.
all of my students, to all of my clients who's been waiting for my program. Maraming salamat sa inyong patience. But I am back to share with you the joy that hopefully you can share with the people you love and the people that you serve. Maraming salamat, Kimi.
Thank you so much. And for those who don't know Ren yet, she's World of Kobe. Please follow her. And it seems like you also have a lot of friends watching now, so please follow Kimi Lu Life Coach as well. But
Hello. Special hello to my friends from the LEAP community. In the last quarter of this year, I'll be coaching with them in a program called Love Overflows. So,
ayun,
sobrang grateful ko sa'yo, Kimi, that you gave me this chance. Maraming salamat.
no, Sacred Space combined with Ren Tiding Program is the best combination ever.
Oh, I love you, Tam.
Love it. Thank you so
Nakaka-inspire yan si
Oo,
Tam. Kapitbahay ko yan sa Mandaluyong pag nandito yan.
oo nga. Nagka-renovate lang yan ng school.
She has a beautiful home and she has a beautiful family. So maraming salamat, Tam, for the trust.
Ganda nung Love Overflows. Gusto natin
Ganda,
yan.
diba?
Oo.
Sali ka na.
Sige. Now na. Thank you so much, guys. I will post this. If you just came in, we'll post this on a replay. I'll collaborate you, Ren, so that it goes out into your feed as well. But thank you so much, and I will see you all very, very soon. Good night, Ren.
Thanks so much, Kimi. I love you. Thanks, everybody.
Bye.
Thanks for your time. See you.